Hi, I'm Arnold Lascano, bioenergetics coach, and I help people to reconnect with their bodies, to regulate their emotions, and to find strength and stability within themselves through the guided practice of bioenergetics, which is a somatic healing method developed by no other than Dr. Alexander Lowen. And in this short video, we're going to discover and talk about the oral character structure, which was one of the 5 primary personality patterns that exists in bioenergetic analysis. And if you've already taken the quiz below, the free character structure assessment, and you know that this is your primary dominant structure, or if you're just beginning your exploration, just know that understanding your dominant character structure offers a powerful key to unlock your healing physically, emotionally, and also the way that you relate with others. What is the oral structure? This character structure forms very early on in life, the first 2 years of life generally. And normally it happens because they were not nurtured enough during this time, or they weren't nourished enough. Sometimes they also weren't given the attention that they needed during these first 2 years of life. What ends up happening to the child is that they learn that if they express their needs, they cry out for their needs, they may be too much, or that they won't get anything back in return. So as adults, they follow into this pattern, and what they end up doing positively is that they give a lot to others. They're generally very friendly. They're very kind and loving in many different ways. However, underneath it, there's an emotional hunger to be held, to be cared for, to be longed, and also to be reassured. So they end up entering into very people-pleasing behaviors. They end up giving way too much of themselves in their friendships, in their love life, and also in their careers. And they never get back what they want in return. There's always an internal need of more. They're hungry, emotionally hungry, and unsatisfied generally. And giving more and more of themselves leaves them in exhaustion. They also feel a general sense of guilt and of shame for being needy. Physical and emotional traits. So physically, the oral character structure is generally slightly collapsed. They have a sunken in chest. Their shoulders may be rolled forward. They also have the forward head posture. And they have a lot of tightness generally in their jaw and in their throat area, right? Oral, this area right here. And because of this posture, they also don't breathe fully. They normally have shallow breath and they're not filling themselves up fully. You may also notice that they kind of have like a longing view. You know, this type of posture is like they're always longing, like they want to hold on to someone. And in the book, The Whole Brain Child, we learn about emotional and mental health, what that means. And they describe it as going through the river of life, being in the flow of life. And in the 2 banks of the river, there is on one side emotional chaos where we don't want to go, and also rigidity, stagnation where we don't want to go. We want to be in the flow of life in the river. The oral character structure, they tend to go into the emotional, chaotic area way too much, and they feel like they are way too much, and they're looking for someone basically to hold on to in that bank of the river. In their emotional overwhelm, they're hoping to reach out to hold on to someone to support them. And in order for healing to happen for this character structure, what they need to do is to let go of that, go back into the flow of life, and start finding strength, stability, fullness within themselves so that they can go peacefully through life. What healing looks like. So healing the oral character structure is not about denying your needs, and it's not about denying your feelings, but instead is about learning how to meet them differently and learning how to support yourself emotionally, physically, and energetically, so that you find out that you are enough, even when nobody else is around. You don't need them. You already are enough in your own container, in your own self. In the body, we have exercises specifically for grounding our legs in order to feel strong and secure on our own 2 feet. We also open up the breath so that we can become full and be full within ourselves. And also, we create containment for ourselves so that we don't have to rely on other people and we can feel and know that we are enough just in our body. Internally, you're going to experience this as a reduction of emotional overreach and having stronger boundaries and also learning how to self-soothe. Externally, this is going to produce a lot of great things in relationships, specifically clarity in your relationships, being able to say no without guilt. And that means that your yes and that your no aren't because of an emotional neediness, but you can actually do it from a place of fullness. You can give and receive in a place of fullness instead of needing somebody to externally validate you. Your next steps. So if this resonates with you, then I suggest that you take the free character structure assessment below and find out if this truly is your primary dominant character structure. And if it is, you'll get more information about this specific structure and also the body-based movements that are most effective and efficient for your character type. You can click on the link in the description below or go to bodymindconfidence.com. And if you already know that the oral character structure is your primary dominant character structure, I also created a video that is a follow-along video series of 10 different exercises specifically for the oral character structure. I would recommend that you do this at least 7 times and really find the benefit from within of being full, of being grounded, and moving in the world with more boundaries. I'll leave a link in the description below. A few final words. So if this is your dominant pattern, then I have a few final words of encouragement. Number 1, I'd like to let you know that your needs are not wrong. Also that your heart is not a burden. And that even your longing, that's not shameful. This is something that your body and your mind did brilliantly early on in your life, but now is no longer serving you. And it may be causing you emotional distress. But now you have the opportunity as an adult to heal from this so that you can stand without apology for yourself, so that you can go into relationships with boundaries and not constantly giving yourself away. And you don't have to shrink all the time in order to be loved. You can stand tall, you can stand proud, you can stand on your own. This is the healing journey for you, and I'm here for you along the way. If you need anything at all, you can comment on the video, and I'll be there to respond to you. Blessings on your journey. Peace.